Hi everyone, Bernard here. Hope you're all well. Welcome to the Citizen channel, and it's a big match preview today. Yeah, it's a big match. We're back in the Champions League. We can put the little game against Tottenham behind us, can't we? Make a fresh start again. Here we go. Let's start on a positive note. Yeah, we're going to have a look at today at Manchester City at Olympiacos in Group C of the Champions League. This is game day 4 at the Karaiskakis Stadium, 5:55 p.m. kickoff. So there you go, nice early kickoff. So I don't have to. I'm up early, but at least I can still get to bed at a reasonable time on Wednesday, the 25th of November. I think it's on BT Sport here in the UK. So obviously, that's where you're going to watch it. We'll have our usual features today, including a look at our opponents again, and we did it a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? But a couple of new things I found out about them, and to tell you about obviously the history between our two clubs, which has now improved to 2 games, hasn't it? We played 2 games against them, 1 friendly in that International Champions Cup, and obviously the game at the Etihad. The odds on the game, of course, with my free just for fun bets. I mean, obviously I've been wiped out against Tottenham. It's not easy betting on City at the moment. Certainly when you're betting with your heart rather than your head, which is what we do with these just for fun bets. I mean, I'm always positive on these. I wouldn't particularly be this positive if I was trying to make some money out of it or anything like that. But it's interesting at the moment, isn't it? Our regular magazine feature, of course, what's out and about in the media world, and of course our You Are the Ref feature. So that'll be great if you join me for that. Please, if you're new to the channel, push that subscribe button, push the bell notifications. You know these vlogs are coming out. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers. We're on target for Christmas 2020 to get the 500. So the more the merrier. If we can hit 500 and smash through it, fantastic. Please, if you've not subbed yet, please do so, and tell your friends about these Citizen vlogs. I say, obviously there's a lot of guys out there doing stuff. I try and be a little bit different. I try and add things. If you watch my history vlogs, I try new things all the time, and all comments are welcome if you want me to do anything from the past, etc, etc. But lots of stuff out there, almost 700 videos. And if you do check the playlist, you'll notice some film stuff as well, film and TV. So even if you're not really interested in that side of it, perhaps you can point someone in my direction who might be interested in it, a better half or a member of the family who's into films and TV. I try and produce some entertaining videos on that subject as well. So that'll be fantastic, please. As I said, all your comments are welcome, and a nice thumbs up if you appreciate what we do. A thumbs up's fantastic. It's nice to get views, but it's nice to get thumbs ups, isn't it? Right, You Are the Ref feature. Our thanks to Mr. Trevelyan and Mr. Hackett. That wonderful board game that I've still got in stock. I've sold 1 or 2 over the years, obviously, but it's a good fun little game. You Are the Ref. So please check that out on my website. I'll give you the details later if you fancy it, but it's available on a few auction sites on the internet anyway. So here we go. You Are the Ref. Great image that, isn't it? There, I can't remember that referee's name. In the image there, you probably will. Anyway, here we go. In the penalty area, a defender pulls an opposition striker's long dreadlocks. We wouldn't have that problem with me, would we? But they come away in his hand. Well, he probably would have that problem. They are loose hair extensions. The striker plays on, but the move comes to nothing. Do you give a penalty? So there, he's obviously not a Liverpool player, is he? He wouldn't have fell down after a bit of contact, but there you go. Do you give a penalty, or A, no offence, you play on? B, yes, award a penalty kick? C, stop play and warn both players, restart with a drop ball. So, I mean, there you go. You got 3 options. So, the penalty area, defender pulls an opposition striker's long dreadlocks, but they come away in his hand. I mean, the intent's there, isn't it? They are loose hair extensions. The striker plays on, but the move comes to nothing. Do you give a penalty? I mean, yeah, in this law now, where obviously they're allowed to play on, etc., etc. So, obviously, if it comes to nothing, perhaps you've done it by the rule of the law. It didn't hinder him. It didn't stop him playing on and having a go for goal. So, anyway, what do you think about that one? I'll give you the answer, obviously, at the end of this little feature today. Right, here we go. What have we got now? Right, history, boys. One competitive game between the two clubs, obviously, was game 3, wasn't it, in this year's competition? A 3-0 home win, of course, at the Etihad. It was comfortable in the end. I mean, I've just been looking back at my notes. I mean, even my memory can't go back 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, for the last 10 minutes of the first half, and for most of the second half, they did all right, actually. Looked okay. They made a few substitutions, and they sort of went for it, and there's no reason why they're not going to go for it on Wednesday night, is it either? So yeah, so they did look more likely to score. I mean, I have read a couple of reviews saying it was quite comfortable for us, but looking back at my review and looking at the notes I've made, it wasn't that comfortable. It was only when we put our second in we felt a little bit more comfortable. One problem they did have, obviously, they had a lot of passing errors under City's press. So we do press them hard. They do cause errors. They're probably not used to that sort of pressing in their level of football where they play. And but they did arguably look the better side, and we'll talk about the home form in a moment as well. I mean, that second goal did knock stuffing out of them, but it is doable. I mean, obviously we want to win this, don't we? A draw might be enough to put us through into the next round, but obviously Pep's going to go and we want to win this, won't we? And of course, if you remember, we also met on the 2nd of August 2014. That was another game, not really competitive. It was the International Champions Cup in America, and we got knocked out by them in that one in a penalty shootout. So it was 2-2 in normal time in Minneapolis. So, I mean, were you there? Let me know in the comments if you were there. And we lost 5-4 in the shootout, unfortunately, with their goalkeeper saving a couple of penalties. That's when we very rarely won penalty shootouts. It's not been too bad, have we, the last few years? Yeah, it was founded in 1925, Olympiacos, and they've won 45 league titles, including last season, and they've won the Greek Cup 28 times. Of course, as I said, the Karaiskakis Stadium has a capacity of just over 32,000. Home kit's red, away kit's blue. And of course, they are the most successful and popular club with fans in Greece. And the best finishes in Europe, quarterfinals 98-99 in the Champions League, where they lost to Juventus, that side of the Champions League or the European Cup. The best they've done is the quarterfinals, 98-99, they lost to Juventus. And the quarterfinals is also as far as they got in the Cup Winners' Cup, which, you know, you only have to win a couple of games and you're in the quarterfinals of the Cup Winners' Cup. I'm sort of pouring water on City's achievement there, aren't I? But it wasn't flooded with teams, the Cup Winners' Cup. So yeah, they've got to the quarterfinals of that as well. But obviously they're winning the leagues, and obviously they're going to kick the Cup Winners' Cup into touch, aren't they? And of course, they're big domestic rivals. As I said, they play the derby of the eternal enemies against Panathinaikos. They're the big rivals. Interesting enough, they've only lost 2 of their last 16 home European fixtures, Olympiacos, which is quite good. They've won 10 of those. Against English visitors, they've won 7, drawn 5 and lost 5. So they've won and drawn a fair few. They've won 1 of their last 5 matches against Premier League clubs in Greece. They've drawn 2 and lost 2. Pedro Martin's record as a coach against English clubs is now 1-1, drawn 4, lost 4. Of course, his sole success was against Arsenal in last season's UEFA Europa League round of 32 second leg. How are they doing this time? Well, they're third in the league at the moment on 3 points. Of course, he kicked off with a 1-0 win against Marseille in Piraeus at home. Although they lost, obviously they then lost to Porto 2-0 and obviously to City 3-0. So yeah, they will be looking for some points. And again, it's going to be a nothing to lose attitude, I think, as well, isn't it? Which is what, as I said, what they did have in the remaining bit of the first half, like against City at the Etihad, and in the second half they did have that sort of attitude. Well, let's go for it, and they did worry City. I mean, at the end of the day, we know we're a bit. Obviously, we think we've sorted the defence out, and then you have games like the Tottenham game, and you think, oh, perhaps the defence isn't quite as good as we thought it was. Yeah, I mean, at home, again at home, some of the stats, Olympiacos have won all 7 home games they've played in all competitions this season, so they've yet to be beaten at home, and they've not conceded a single goal. So City are going to have to do something actually there to get something. So they're actually going to break that clean sheet thing. And that's the first time they've done that since 1959-60, so over 60 years ago. They were victors at home to, as we mentioned, Panathinaikos, the big enemies. They actually beat them at weekend, so they actually played them on Saturday and beat them, although they're not having a great season at the moment, Panathinaikos. They actually sit down in 8th or 9th position. I think then that put them 9th with the defeat against Olympiacos. So, but that will buoy them up as well, because obviously beating the great eternal rivals, I mean, it'll be fantastic for them, won't it? I mean, my little score prediction I'll give you later. My suggested lineup based on what we know with injuries, etc. Ederson, Walker, Laporte, Diaz, Cancelo. I think that more or less picks itself. If he's going to go strong, I think he will go strong. He wants the win. I think he'll put Gundogan. It's a European game, isn't it? Gundogan, Foden, Rodri, Torres, Sterling, and I've put Jesus with Aguero on the bench. I put Aguero in brackets. I don't think he's going to risk just Aguero just quite yet from the start. Yeah, I think if Werner's recovered from his dodgy tummy, I expect him to be on the bench, and I don't think they really want to put him on unless we're struggling. I think he's going to rest KDB. I think he needs the rest. I think he'll leave KDB out of this to the start. This is why I put Foden in there, and of course Jesus in, and I think Sergio will be ready off the bench. And we need to give our backup keepers a go, don't we? But I mean, I would like to see Ederson rested. I think he needs to just calm down a little bit, but I can't see him being rested. But it'll be good for him. I mean, hopefully, he can get his confidence back. Because I think he was a bit rash against Tottenham. If you've watched my report on the Tottenham game, I thought it was one of his poorest games I've seen him play, and he was just a little bit. Mad rush of blood to the head too many times for me, Ederson. But obviously, so I would like to see him drop just to sort of calm him down. But I can't see that happening. Torres had a great game against them in the first round. He's my man of the match. I think he was other people's as well. So I'm sure he'll play as well, even though he sort of petered out a little bit, didn't he, against Tottenham. And Gundogan, of course, is his go-to guy, isn't he? Pep's go-to guy in Europe. So I expect to see Gundogan there. And of course, if there's no KDB, you've got to have Foden. You've got to have Foden in there. I haven't put Mahrez in. So anyway, that was my Edison, Walker, Laporte, Diaz, Cancelo, Gundogan, Foden, Rodri, Torres, Sterling, and Jesus over Aguero. As I said, Pep wants to finish this stunty, but it's not. I don't think it's going to be easy. I think, as I say, I don't think they've got anything to lose. I think they'll go for it, and certainly, as we can see from the stats there, they're no mugs at home. They've not let a goal in yet this season in any competition at home. So there you go, and buoyed by that win over their rivals Panathinaikos. Yeah, I mean. But on the plus side, City are going to be the same, aren't we? We've got to have a reaction to the disappointment at Spurs. We played really well for certainly most of the first half against Olympiacos. We did sort of take our foot off the pedal a little bit, and Olympiacos put us under a little bit of pressure. But yeah, I think we're looking for a reaction, aren't we? I think the manager's looking for reaction. Us, the fans, are looking for reaction. Perhaps the players are looking for reaction. They always say the right things, the players, don't they? But after that disappointment at Spurs, and then we've got Burnley. I mean, you got. Hopefully Olympiacos and Burnley are two ideal games to get something out of our system and to start a bit of a roll again. So I am optimistic, and I'm sure most City fans will be optimistic with this one, and we should get the 3 points, which will definitely guarantee us being into the actual next round of the Champions League, and then obviously another point or two, and we'll guarantee winning the table, obviously the full Group C as such. The officials for this one are all Italian this time, so forgive my accent now. Referee is David Damassa. I don't know what accent that is. The lineals are Filippo Meli and Stefano Alessio, and the fourth official is Paolo Valeri. And on VAR, we have Massimiliano Irati and the VAR assistant, Alberto Togoni. There you go. I mean, you can see me in an Italian restaurant ordering the food, can't you? I'm just a natural, obviously. So there you go. Yeah, so I'll give you my score now, because we've got to have a look at the odds now, please. I don't condone gambling anyway, and please, when the fun stops, and please gamble responsibly. As I say, I don't make any. I am still a little bit ahead, even though I got wiped out against Spurs. I am still a little bit ahead for the season, but to say I don't expect to make any money out of this. It's just a little bit of interest, just a little bit of fun. So please let me know if you're having a go and what you're having a go at. But this just gives you an idea of what the prices are out there. So the odds on this game to win the Champions League, actually, the odds are interesting enough. Bayern Munich have moved in a little bit. They've gone from 3-1 to 11-4 now to win the Champions League. City are 9-2. I think you could probably get that as well, the last game, so that's probably similar. But Liverpool, the interesting one, they've gone from 15-2 down to 6s. So obviously there was a bit of a bit of a response when they lost Van Dijk, but obviously they've gone down to 60s now, so I think they'll be competing with City soon for second favouritism, because City are second favourites. Here at Olympiacos, do you want to have a go on Olympiacos to win the Champions League? Well, 2,000 to 1, so if you put a quid on, you'll lose a quid. So there you go, Olympiacos 2,000 to 1. Right, the match. If they won it, that'd be great, wouldn't it? I'll play it back. Don't worry. I mean, I'm not proud. I'm not ashamed. I mean, it's all a bit of fun and all a bit of a laugh, isn't it? It'd be so. If they did win it, I would play that. I would point everyone in the direction of this video and say, "There they are. That's how good I am." Yeah. So this match, City are 1-3 on to win it, 4-1 the draw, 9-1. For Olympiacos to win. So saying City not long odds on for that. That's quite a low figure for City. First goal scorer, you got Aguero at 3. As I said, I'm not 100% he'll be playing. You're more likely with Jesus with 19-5, so nearly 4-1. Sterling's 9-2. KDB and Mahrez are both 11-2. As I said, I don't think either of those will be playing, but you never know. Foden is 13-2. That's not a bad price. Torres is 8-1. Yeah, he did all right last time, so that's a good price for Torres. Bernardo is 8-1 as well. I'm not sure he'll be playing either. Gundogan is 11-1. I'm fairly sure he'll be playing, so he might be worth a bet. And let's face it, if we get a penalty, I think it'll be Mr. Gundogan taking it, won't it? So. Because I don't think Aguero's there, I don't think KDB will be playing, so that's an interesting one at 11-1, isn't it? Both teams to score, no is 4-5, and yes is even, so not much between it. I mean, I'm hoping both teams don't score. I'm hoping we can keep a clean sheet, to be honest with you, because my correct scores, here we go, this is where my first couple of bets, I've split my 2-point bet on the correct score. 2-0 for City is 11-2, and I've stuck a point on there, so I'm going 1 point on 11-2, 2-0 at 11-2, 1-0 is 7-1, 2-1 is 8-1, and my second little 1 point bet is 3-0. So I've gone the same as last time, same as at the Etihad. 1 point at 3-0 is 8-1. So there you go, that's my two bets. You can get 3-1 for City's 10-1, 4-0 is 15-1, 4-1 is 19-1. If you fancy the draw, you think it'll be a stale, boring draw, 0-0 is 14-1, 1-1 is 9-1, 2-2 is 20-1. If you fancy the 3-3, 66 clickety-click to 1. Olympiacos to win. Do you think they'll surprise us? 1-0 is 28-1. 2-1 is 30-1. 3-1, 110-1. And these are all the best prices, of course. You shop around, see if you can do any better. These are all sort of readily available, but there may be some better prices from smaller bookies, etc. 3-2 Olympiacos win is 90-1. 9-0. Half-time, full-time. This is where my next bet is coming. City. So City at half-time, City at full-time is 10-11, so almost even. So I've got a couple of points on that. I'm not gone mad. I'm not gone 5 points on that. I've just gone 2 points. I expect City to be winning at half-time and full-time. A draw and City's 10-3. A draw and a draw is 15-2. Olympiacos is 17-1. A draw and Olympiacos is 20-1. Olympiacos and a draw is 22-1. Olympiacos and then City. We're not very good at coming back from being down though, are we? Is 25-1. And City and then Olympiacos to win at full time is 66. Again, clickety-click to 1. Interesting. Anytime goal scorer. Are we going on anything on that? No, I'm going to give that a miss as well. I'm not going to bother with that one. We've got Aguero 10-11. Won't be. Probably not playing. Jesus 6-5, Sterling 7-5, KDB 6-4, Mahrez 15-8, Foden 2-1, Torres 11-4. That's not bad. I nearly went for that. I nearly went for Torres. I must admit 11-4. Bernardo 10-3 and Gundogan at 7-2. That's another good price if he steps up for the penalties. So you could have Torres or Gundogan there, but I'm not gone for that. I'm not putting my last bet on that. Over market over 2.5 goals. So as long as it's 3 goals scored in the game, is 4-6. That's not bad. That was tempting as well. 4-6 is not a bad price, but there you go. Something very similar in a minute. So that's the over market. Over 3.5, under over is 13-8, and under 3.5 is 1-2. So obviously, yeah, I think 1-2 not a great bet, is it? So, but I'm going for the total goals market. The total goals played, again, similar to the under overs in a similar price, but I just fancied the total goals, so allowing for them to score as well, if you like. I've gone over 2.5. It's 4-6 as it was with the under-overs. And I've gone 5 points on that. So I've gone 5 points on the total goal market. If you fancied over 3.5, so there's 4 goals in the game, you could get 13-8. I was tempted, but I've played safe and gone over 2.5. So there's got to be 3 goals in the game. I'm sure there will be at least 3, will there? As I say, I think they'll have a go, so why not? So there you go. There's the little odds for the game. Obviously, I've not covered all the odds, just the big ones there. Let me know anyway if you're having a go and what you've got on. Just our little regular City magazine feature. Yes, of course, this has come out. Just come out about 3 or 4 days ago as I'm recording this. The new King of the Kit packs. So the sub things will be on the screen there of how much it is to sub, etc. They did have a couple of outlets in Manchester, etc., where they sold these, but obviously with this COVID thing and the places not being open, they've obviously sort of knocked that. I think Dave's knocked that on the head. Dave Wallace has knocked that on the head. He's not going to do that. So yeah, it's just available now on subscription. So please check on subscription. You get 5 copies at a time. You commit yourself to 5. You can have more if you want. I'm sure if you pay more, you can have 10 copies at a time. But check that out. And obviously, it's available on Kindle as well. I do have some copies on Kindle myself, but I do prefer the hard copy. So that's out now. Some great stuff. I'm about halfway through now as reading it. Some great stuff. All the good usual features in there. So please give them your support. The last standing fanzine class stroke magazine now. I call it a magazine, never mind fanzines. So that's King of the Kit packs is out. Yeah, supporter services at Man City Help. Yeah, they're holding, or City are holding, the annual memorial fixture against Newcastle on the 26th of December to remember all those connected to the club who have sadly passed away this year. So if you'd like to commemorate someone, just visit at Man City Help, and there's a link there to where you can complete an online form. So that's nice if you want to remember someone in the game for Newcastle United on the 26th Boxing Day, 26th of December. So that's great from City. Always a good thing they do, isn't it, every year? A bit lighter, Scott Carson, yeah, on ESPN. He was talking to ESPN, and he did comment that Kyle always tells me he has more goalkeeping appearances than me for City, obviously, when he went in goal last season. That's another reason why I want to get at least one game during my time here. You never know, you might get a game against Olympiacos, Scott, but obviously you've got Stefan there as well, haven't we, at the moment? So he's going to struggle, isn't he, Scott? So that's a shame. So anyway, that's quite funny that Kyle Walker's got one over on him, hasn't he, at the moment? So, but the thing is, he may end his career like that. But hey, come on, Scott, you have played in goal for other teams, mate. It's not the end of the world, is it? But that was quite funny. Yeah, and this links now, obviously, with Pep signing new contracts. Obviously, the Messi links have started again. And there's an interesting, I'm not quite read it, I've just been pointed in the direction of actually Martin Samuel, who does some good stuff on City, as I say, not for the most loved newspaper, obviously the Daily Mail, but if you want to check it out on Mail online, I know you probably don't, but yeah, he's done an interesting piece on why Messi is coming to City. So there you go, and that's worth a little read, I believe. Phil Foden on Twitter, yeah, he posted an image, didn't he? There is a nice drive through. I think I shown the image a couple of episodes ago on one of my vlogs. Obviously, a nice drive through the Northern Quarter, and saw this. Well, he must have known it was there. That's why I drove through. But it was amazing to show my son. Thank you, EA Sports, FIFA, etc., etc. So. It's just a picture, nice picture, wasn't it, of Phil? And he posted it onto his Twitter site of him stopping in front of is it called still called a mural, is it? It used to be called a mural in my day, but that was good. And on images, and the last thing today, just it's a bit quiet on the social side today, but a great image there on screen. But yeah, I mean, obviously I've added a damn image to it, but there's a great image of Aguero, obviously well covered up for the cold weather, wasn't he? Wrapped up against the cold snap. And I just immediately thought of obviously the Doctor Who and the Centaurans. I just immediately thought of that, so I thought he looked quite similar. So I did post that. I didn't get much reaction, but I thought it was quite funny. I thought it looked really good, and I thought he did look like another super being of some sort, didn't he? So I thought that was quite funny. If you like, I mean, let me know what you thought. What you're on about? It's a silly idea, but there you go. I thought that was really good because he did look well wrapped up there, didn't he? I wouldn't mind that myself. And I'm leaving the house at 3:30 in the morning to go to work when it's freezing. I could do with perhaps that outfit myself. So perhaps Sergio will send it to me. That'd be fantastic. Right, that's the end of that. Right, you are the ref. The answer, yeah, the answer. This is a funny. Now, don't forget the rules are changing literally day by day, but that can only go with the answers that have got in the game. So obviously, it may be different again now. But hey, if you answered B, that's the correct answer. Yes, the defender has committed an offence. He has, but because his action has not denied an obvious goal-scoring opportunity, because he did go on and not score, just show him a yellow card for unsporting behaviour, not a red card or not a penalty. Don't award a penalty. So there you go. Because he did play on, he did get a chance, he didn't ruin it. So, fair enough. It's only brought back if it breaks down, isn't it? If you carry on and miss the target, then obviously that's tough, isn't it? It's just one of those things. So, yeah, that's probably correct. Probably still correct now, even though, as I say, the rules are changing day by day, aren't they? As Mr. KDB pointed out, and we all think the same, don't we? Yeah, we haven't got a clue either, Kevin, what the rules are now. It just seems absolutely stupid. Anyway, thanks for joining me for this little preview of the Olympiacos game. Let's hope we win that. Of course, I'll be back with a full review of the game on Thursday with all the usual review magazine features. And if you can check my little playlist, of course, I've done a couple of recent vlogs. You can check the Spurs review if you want, and my little thoughts on Pep and other things that happened in that game that I wasn't. So you can check out that. I'll put a link in the description or at the top corner of this vlog, and of course. A little history feature about a game against Swansea City back in 1981 with John Toshak's Swansea City. Then that's a little history channel one that I put out 3 or 4 days ago, and there's lots of stuff coming being done over. There'll be obviously a look at the Tottenham programme, so in my little programme feature where I look at the programmes from the away games we're playing, and obviously have a little table. And at the moment, Sheffield United are topping that table. Can Tottenham take them over? I don't know. It's a pretty good programme, Sheffield United. I did enjoy that one. So anyway, please check those out anyway, and please check the playlist. Right, on screen, all my links. If you follow or friend me on Facebook and Twitter, I do check every 24 hours, 48 hours, and follow and friend everyone back. So I'll do that on there. And as you may know, or you may not know, I used to have a video shop in Manchester in the 90s and 2000s, and I still sell old rare DVDs, movie posters from that era, 90s and 2000s, some great actors, some great films, and board games as well on my website, moviegamenostalgia.com. That's my own little website. So I do have a little shop on eBay as well, but if you can have a look on my website, I get a little bit more money because eBay take quite a chunk now, and it's becoming less and less viable, to be honest with you. But hey, there you go. If you can support me in that, fantastic. Anyway, thanks for joining me for this big match preview. Anyway, enjoy the game, and let's hope we can get back on a winning run. As I say, I keep hoping for these winning runs, but we keep stuttering along, don't we, unfortunately. So, but thanks for joining me for this big match preview today. What I'm going to do is just have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. Until we meet again, please, on the Citizen channel, or you hop over to my film and TV channel, have a look at that and see what's on there. Until we meet again, please stay safe, Blues. They're the same. Goodbye for now.